Good evening. I'm following up on my promise to continue to try to revive and renew the American spirit behind our founding first principles in history. And so it's my intention to give a little bit of history and civics lessons, hopefully every day, or at least pretty close to that, for the foreseeable future. I wanted to talk about the inauguration that happened in the wake of an incredibly virulent, nasty, brutal campaign, which was fought with great vigor, with lots of toxic campaigning that really tore the country apart. And I'm not talking about the most recent election. I'm talking about the election of 1800. And this was an election that was incredibly important because Thomas Jefferson defeated John Adams. John Adams was the vice president. Thomas Jefferson was the former Secretary of State. And they had a gut-wrenching and vicious campaign that makes most of modern politics look like child's play. Jefferson's victory was also the first time a political party defeated another and made a peaceful transfer of power. This was an earth-shattering event, destroying conventions of violent overthrow of governments. And Jefferson's first inaugural rose to the occasion. And he began by discussing how we needed to recognize that there was this very, very toxic campaign, and that he was very concerned that it could spill over into the governing of the country. But he also said that we were smart enough as Americans to avoid that, and that like the religious wars that had racked Europe for so long, Americans had avoided that because we had disestablished church and state and secured the free exercise of religion. He thought that we could do the same in connection with politics. And he continued in this vein as follows. But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. We have called by different names brethren of the same principle. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. If there be any among us who wish to dissolve this union or to change its Republican form, let them stand undisturbed as monuments of the safety with which error of opinion may be tolerated where reason is left free to combat it. I know indeed that some honest men fear that a Republican government cannot be strong, that this government is not strong enough. But would the honest patriot and the full tide of a successful experiment abandon a government which has so far kept us free and firm on the theoretic and visionary fear that this government, the world's best hope, may by possibility want energy to preserve itself? I trust not. I believe this, on the contrary, the strongest government on earth. I believe it is the only one where every man, at the call of the law, would fly to the standard of the law and would meet invasions of the public order as his own personal concern. Sometimes it is said that man cannot be trusted with the government of himself. Can he then be trusted with the government of others? Or have we found angels in the forms of kings to govern him? Let history answer this question. And I think history does answer that question, does it not? There are no angels on earth, and to have a just government, the people must rule for themselves, and they should do so in a spirit of comity, and that a republic with the foundation of the people is the strongest form of government on earth, united behind our founding first principles from our Declaration of Independence and embedded in our Constitution. For more, you can visit patriotweek.org, listen to the Patriot Week Lessons, Patriot Lessons, American History and Civics podcast, or check out my book at americasurvivalguide.com. God bless you, and God bless America.